Hi, I'm Midge Shoemaker, and today is day 83 of my doing 100 days of YouTube videos and focusing on recognizing God's. No, sorry. Day 83 of doing 100 days of YouTube videos and focusing on doing at least 2 things every day I don't want to do just because I know it would be good for me. So, yay for day 83, and yay for only 17 days to go. That makes me very happy. So, day 83. Racking my brain today. So, what did I did today? What did I did? I went and did stuff with my kids today, which I wanted to, but I didn't want to because I went to work for half a day and then I went back to my parents' house and was hanging out, and then I was like, oh, now I have to go drive out there and I have to go put gas in my car, which I don't want to do, and spend money, which I don't want to spend, but I get to spend time with my kids, which I love to do. So I'm just grateful that I get to go do that. And my son picked the place for us to go out to eat. My kids are so cute. I show up to pick them up like, we want food. And I'm like, of course you want food, because for some reason they don't think they need to eat during the day. So I don't know if they eat breakfast in the morning, but they don't eat lunch at school. So they come home and they're starving. And I was like, really? Seriously, you need to eat food. You need to take lunch. You need to do something, because that's just not good. I tell them that all the time, but they don't listen to me. So they're teenagers. What do you expect? Anyway, so I took them to get something to eat, and I wasn't really hungry, but I ordered something anyway, which I should not have done. I hardly ate any of it too. I had like a few bites of something just because it was there and there's food there, so I like to eat it. So I had to get something I could eat. And my kids just devoured. And then my son offered to pay for things, and I said I could do it. And he's like, well, I got a job now and I don't have any expenses. He's so cute. He's so sweet. And I didn't want him to have to pay for anything, but I was busy looking up something and doing something else, and I was completely distracted, and I completely missed the fact that the waitress came, and my son asked him to split the check in two, and he paid for half of it. And I was like, wow, that was just really sweet. And since he did all of that, I didn't want to take it away from him and say, oh no, I'm going to pay for all of it. I didn't want to do that. So I was like, okay. And then he's got his license now, so I let him drive my car. And then I didn't really want him, I let him drive it a couple of places, and then I was like, okay, I was just going to drive him back because I didn't really want him to drive anymore. I was like, I'm done. Also, we dropped my daughter off, and then we went to go play pool, and they didn't have any openings to play pool, so then he wanted to play in the arcade, and I hate playing in the arcade. I did not tell him that because I love my son, but it's not like the games or whatever. It's just that all the strobe lights and the neon lights that they have going, and they make it all dark and dim in there, and it messes with my head and my migraines, and it just triggers headaches, and I can't. It makes it that much harder for me to focus or for me to see. So I'm like, I do not like doing arcades. I don't know why they have to do that, the ambiance for that. I'm like, and I know it's supposed to make it cool and fun and exciting and all that noise and everything, but I'm like, that just tortures my head. And I was like, nope. I don't even care how fun or enticing the games are, just nope, not interested. But I did play a couple of them just because my son wanted to, and I did some air hockey, and of course he won, because I'm not very good at air hockey, although I did discover I was better hitting the puck left-handed than I was right-handed, and I'm right-handed, but I was like, maybe I should have been left-handed. Who knows? But a little bit better, eye-hand coordination left-handed, which I don't think I've ever really tried that before. And I was like, I know I suck with my eye-hand coordination with my right hand. So I'm like, I've just never been good at eye-hand coordination. And yet here I was doing it left-handed, and I was like, not used to doing left-handed, but I was hitting the puck a whole lot more with my left hand than I was my right hand. So that was just an interesting observation for myself. But I'm grateful I went, and I got to spend the time with my kids. So even though I didn't really want my son paying for things, and I didn't really want to be in an arcade, I got to spend time with him, and I think that was the most important thing there. And then I just get to see that he's all growing up and taking responsibility and wanting to learn how to tip people and how it works with the card. He's like, I don't have any cash, how do I tip? And I was like, you could put it on the card, because they'll run the card and they'll bring it back to you, and then when you sign it, you add the tip to it. It's like, oh, he had no idea how to do any of that. So it was kind of fun to just kind of get to show him and teach him and do little things like that, and have some fun little conversations with him and my daughter. And we're just talking about them and school starting and all of those fun, fabulous things. But like I said, it was really sweet of my son to do that when I told him he didn't have to. And then teaching him how to do tips and things like that. And feeling like he's just way better than I am as far as like tipping and being nice to people. And it's just like, oh, I just got so lucky. He's such a sweet boy. Anyway, he's my amazing little kid, my amazing son. Anyway, so yeah, I got to spend some time with him, even though, like I said, I didn't want him paying for things and I didn't want to be in the arcade. It was worth it to spend the time with my son. And then I didn't, at that point, because I'd been in the arcade and my head wasn't feeling good, I was like, I just want to drive. But he just went straight to the driver's seat because I let him drive over to the arcade. So then I was like, just the assumption he gets to drive back. And I was like, I guess I will let him do that. It won't kill me. But I did make him turn the headlights on because it was getting dark and I was like, getting a little nervous. I mean, it wasn't like dark, it was like dusk. So there was still some daylight when I, dropped him off and stuff, but it was fun and he enjoyed it and it was nice. And so I'm grateful that I chose to do that. And then I also answered the phone, which I should not do while I was driving. I just didn't know who was calling me. And so I answered the phone when I was driving to go pick up my kids and got some news I didn't really want to hear, and I'm not really sure I entirely believe it, but I was like, okay. It was a call from the doctor's office for the ultrasound that I had done like 3 weeks ago, almost 4 weeks ago. So, and I'd already had the PA at my doctor's office look at it because I wanted the results, and I didn't want to have to play phone tag with this place with the GI doctor's office because their hours are the same hours as mine, except for like on Fridays. So I'm like, lucky they called me on a Friday because otherwise it would have just gone straight to voicemail because I can't answer my phone, like, and they're in the office at the same hour. So it's like pain in the butt to get a hold of them playing phone tag because they call me when I'm at work and I call them when I'm at lunch and they're at lunch. And so it's, yeah. Anyway, so I talked to them and they gave me the results, which were different than the results that my PA gave me. And I was like, I read the report. So I'm like, I'm just confused. And I didn't really know what to do about it, but I am grateful that God helped me to just put it out of my mind while I was spending the time with my kids so I didn't have to spend, because normally I would be like griping and complaining about it or mulling it over in my head over and over again and just all kinds of things. And I didn't do that. So, and then I was thinking I need to call my Al-Anon J friend. And so I did that when I got home and we just had a nice long conversation. Because I thought about calling her while I was driving, but I didn't want to pull my phone out of my pocket and try to like figure out how to dial while I'm going like 65 miles an hour down the road. It's just not safe. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to put my life at risk. I don't want to cause an accident. I don't want to put anybody else's life at risk by doing that. So like, nope, not going to do that. And of course I didn't get red lights to stop at long enough to do it so I could call her and put her on speakerphone. And yes, my car has Bluetooth, but no, I have not set my phone up to my car for the Bluetooth. I don't know. I didn't really care. It doesn't matter because I'm not driving for a living anymore. So I'm not using my car all the time for that. And I just don't see any reason to be on my phone while I'm driving. I just don't think that's a safe thing to do. So I just don't. And I'm usually not driving far or long distances. But occasionally, like for something like that, when it was a 45-minute drive, it would have been nice to talk to somebody. But when it's mostly freeway or freeway speeds, there's kind of really, not a lot of lights to do that. So I waited until I got home or back to my parents' house. And then I called my Al-Anon J friend and we chatted for a long time. And she told me some things and I told her some things. And we just shared and it was really sweet. And then she told me that she was really grateful she talked to me because I'm just such a spiritual person and just like uplifted her. And I I think sometimes I struggle to recognize that I have that I am a spiritual person, I guess. I mean, I've had spiritual experiences and I still believe that we're all spiritual beings and having a mortal experience. So, I mean, I don't know who coined that phrase, but I like it. But I guess I just didn't look at myself as being like super spiritual. I always look at everyone else and thinking they're more spiritual than I am. And I'm just struggling to be spiritual and struggling to be close to my Savior and having that relationship and wanting more of that relationship and wanting to do better in my life. And so I was just grateful for her insights and her comments. And she always says like uplifting things and tells me how amazing I am. And so, it's just a, little boost and, for me emotionally, a nice little boost. And also just validation that I do have options, that I can get second opinions if I don't agree with what the doctor's saying, and that I don't have to make a decision right now because I don't really know what's going to happen after the procedure I'm having done on in a couple of days. So anyway, so I was just really grateful for all of that and to just be able to breathe, and just grateful for God for helping me to do the things I didn't really want to do, and to spend the time with my kids and to let them do things, to let them be more grown up than I want them to be, but to still be willing to spend time with them and to be able to talk to my Al-Anon J friend. So that was a fantastic day. So anyway, that is all I have for today. I know I'm rambling and repeating myself, so I apologize for that. And if you like these videos, you can hit like, subscribe, share with someone else if you think they'll like it too. And I hope you have a great day full of gratitude, and maybe find 1 or 2 things to do today that you don't want to do, but you know would be good for you.